A Jordan Dunne production.
This week, we were given the mission of creating a presentation analyzing 3 TED Talks, and what we found effective in each. For my first TED Talk, I chose Graham Hancock. In his discussion, Mr. Hancock explores the healing and positive mental effects of the very powerful hallucinogen DMT. Dimethyltryptamine, or DMT as it's known for short, is produced every night while we sleep. Hancock specifically discusses DMT as it's brewed in a Brazilian concoction known as Akshua. He goes on to explain how Akshua has incredible healing powers. One thing that really resonated with me was his use of his visuals. He let these incredible paintings linger, seducing us to solicit what they were about. These images were a powerful message in helping understand the DMT experience in a whole. Another thing was how passionately he went on about engaging us in such a controversial topic. Next up, we have Julian Treasure's talk on how to speak to make people listen. One thing he did very well was the way he engaged his audience like so.
Actually, let me show you how to do that. Would you all like to stand up for a moment? I'm going to show you the 6 vocal warm-up exercises that I do and sigh out like that. One more time. Very good. Bop, 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 bop. Very good. And now, just like when you were a kid.
He had his audience hook, line, and sinker. They stood up fearlessly despite looking ridiculous.
La, 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 la. Beautiful.
And you could see that they believed and felt what he was trying to say.
Thank you.
Julian's simple yet effective visuals really made a statement, a clear and to-the-point message without being distracting. Using the acronym for HAIL to explain the way to effectively speak was damn near perfect to me. Honesty, integrity, authenticity, and love are all things that we can strive for. Lastly, I chose Ivan Johnson's The Skill of Self-Confidence. What really stood out was the passion in which he spoke. He really conveyed and connected with the audience because the majority of people struggle with self-confidence. He also used his humor to make himself more relatable to the audience. His dad jokes really popped the crowd. Another thing I thought he did very effectively, without having actual visual aids, is the way he used his mannerisms to connect with the audience. That showed me that he knew that his message was so strong on its own, and he had confidence in himself and also his delivery. The second part of our presentation, we had to find 10 qualities in each presenter and how they used them effectively to portray their message. Each characteristic in these presentations I didn't necessarily find the same ways. They each used them differently but effectively. Let's begin with passion. The passion each presenter spoke with really struck a chord with me. I believe when we speak with passion, that's how we truly entice and excite a crowd. Another quality these 3 had was that each one of them were credible. They were well versed in their topics. They experienced and used the messages which they were conveying, and that really keeps the audience engaged. Inspire. Obviously, Johnson and Treasure chose topics that can and should be inspiring everyone every day, while Hancock really utilized the end of his discussion as a rallying cry. Watch it and tell me you don't want to join the war on consciousness. Relatable. With each talk I chose, I noticed how relatable they seemed to the audience. They weren't speaking down to us or over us. We were right there with them, right there with their views, and in line with them, and we're always there to begin with. Truth. These gentlemen spoke with refreshing honesty that told us the truths that we usually hide from, as seen here.
Despite our alert, problem-solving state of consciousness. And look what's happening in the Amazon, the lungs of our planet, this precious home of biodiversity. The old-growth rainforest being cut down and replaced.
So by speaking the truth, we were able to trust what we were being told. They were genuine. The information being broadcast didn't carry an agenda. We weren't being sold a product. We were just captivated by how genuine that the ideas were being presented to us. Thought-provoking. The topics being discussed were thought-provoking, and it pulled us out of our own everyday line of thinking and made us traverse down a new line. That type of presentation really resonates with me and most people, I believe. Connection. Treasure connected through his engaging the audience in activity, while Ivan Johnson used his wit and animation to connect. These actions really enlightened me when it comes to giving my own presentations. Immersive. I found each presenter brought immersive content that made you want to dig deeper. They also gave us ways we could implement these ideas into our own habits and lives. Depth. Lastly, and the most important quality to me was the depth of each subject. While limited to time, each presenter left me hungry for more. I wanted to explore. I wanted to go farther. I wanted to go deeper in each layer and analyze and put it to use.